I went from crying in a closet to living the life of my dreams. And the only way to get out of a situation like that is to reinvent yourself and redefine who you are. I moved to Dallas and it changed everything for me. Hey friends, my name is Stephanie and I'm a beauty and lifestyle creator that is obsessed with all things makeup, skincare, and becoming your best self by any means necessary. The year is almost over, so why not glow up and become our best selves together? And if you haven't already, go ahead and hit subscribe because I would love to have you part of the family. So if you're in a season of life where you feel like nothing's going right, nothing ever works out for you, go ahead and hit that like button because we're gonna change that today. So let's take a trip down memory lane. While my life is leaps and loads better, I'm still not where I wanna be. So let's go back to 3 years when I was in a long-term relationship with somebody I had no business being in a relationship with. I was in a state that I hated. I was working a job that I couldn't stand. I didn't have any friends, and it literally rained every day. Now I'm an East Coast girly turned Southern belle, so I'm used to seeing the sun even though it's not doing anything. So living in the Pacific Northwest was really hard for me. I won't go into too much detail because some things are better off left unsaid. Let's just say that until I walked away from that relationship, that 3-year relationship, things would have never gotten better for me. So for you, the first thing I want you to do is examine the type of relationships you have around you, whether that's romantic or platonic. Are the people in your life making you want to be better? Do they encourage you? Do they push you to become your best selves? Or do they discourage you? Do they make you not want to do those things that you've had your heart and your hopes and dreams set on? When you tell them good news, how do you feel? How do they receive that news? You know, do they listen to you? Do they give you ideas on how you can pivot and grow and be better? Does this seem like a relationship that's fulfilling long term? If you answered no, then baby, you need to get out that relationship. I kind of think one thing about a good woman is that she's going to make things work by every means necessary, whether or not it hurts her feelings, whether that's a friendship or a man she's seeing. But, you know, sometimes you got to let things go for your own sanity and peace of mind, because these people will run you ragged, run you through the dirt, run you through the mud, and they're living their merry lives. And here you are, anxious, feeling depressed, feeling like you can't sleep, you can't eat, you don't know what to do with yourself. Like, who's getting hurt here for real? You. So I've been there, and I'm learning that I have to choose me first, always. That's the first step of glowing up, is to choose yourself. Look yourself in the mirror and identify what is not working. Because we can't get to where we need to be until we evaluate where we are first. I know it's easy to just put a band-aid on it and like get the makeup, the hair, the nails, the lashes. Sorry, that's not gonna cut it. We're gonna have to do the inner work first. Sometimes you have to try to take inventory before you start flipping things over, okay? Next, I want you to focus less on telling other people your business and telling God, or getting a journal and doing both. A lot of the times, the reason why we tell other people our moves or ask them how we feel about certain things is because we don't trust ourselves. And how are you gonna be that girl? How are you gonna become her if you don't even trust your own self? Like, how does that work? Like, the math doesn't math here. So go to Target, go to Marshall's, get a journal. Now you can get a regular journal like this and just, you know, free flow your thoughts in the morning, in the afternoon. Talk about what hurt your feelings. Talk about your goals. Talk about your aspirations. Talk about a situation that you're trying to work through. Talk about something that you're encouraged by or something that just didn't sit right with you. Just get it all out. Because in case you didn't notice, holding negative emotions and negative feelings are actually terrible for your body on top of everything else. So if you don't want to get additional symptoms, invest in your mental health and start journaling. I know funds can be tight for people right now. If you can get a therapist, that'd be great. I love my friends and family, but you know, sometimes you need a therapist. You need to talk to an unbiased third party, someone who can see your traumas, your afflictions, and the parts of yourself that you're hiding. Because a lot of times the people that love us, they won't really tell us the truth all the time. Not fully, but somebody like a therapist can be unbiased, tell you like it is, input that information that you're giving them regarding like your past traumas, your relationships, your friendships, your jobs, situations you haven't healed from, and then give you the roadmap to be better. All right? We want to get better by any means necessary. Now, don't get me wrong. therapy is hard. That stuff hurts. It's a lot of layers in there. Sometimes you have to deal with things that you didn't even know that were bothering you or hurting you. But I think that's the best part of becoming her. You become a full feminine woman in all of her glory, who isn't holding anything back because she's letting it out freely. In a healthy way, of course. I also want you to invest in your mind. This is actually a book that my therapist put me on to. It's called Good Vibes, Good Life, How Self-Love is a Key to Unlocking Your Greatness. And when I say this is not a book that you skim past, there will be multiple moments within the first 5 pages when you're just like, why is the book reading me? And it just really gets to the root of what are you thinking about and how are you letting it affect you? How are you letting that affect the way that you see the world, how you see yourself, and how you see other people? And don't worry, I'm gonna link everything down below that I talk about. But you guys, this is a book that I feel like every woman should read, especially if she's going through a transition to become her best self. This is a book that hands down got me together real quick. Another journal that I really like is the Big Life Journal. It has prompts in it, and it kind of takes you through a journey of understanding yourself, studying yourself, and correcting those things about you that you don't really like that much. So if you're on a budget and you can't afford a therapist, go ahead and invest in a journal or some literature to get that mind together. There are ways to start this journey even if you're on a budget. The last thing we're going to talk about is you and what you see in the mirror. For me, I made a list of everything I did not like about myself, whether it was hair, job, makeup, how I dressed, how I let people, coming in on my life, how I let people treat me in the past from bad relationships, anything, any idea that I held about myself. I wrote it down the list. Then I went through that list and asked myself, is it true? Where are the facts? How do I know? How do I know? You know what I mean? Sometimes our history will train us into thinking things that aren't true, and then we see ourselves in such a bad light, a heavy light that's not even real. That's the thing with the mind. The more you give it something, the more it's going to believe it. So this is where we start to rewire the brain. Yeah, we're going to get scientific in here. We have to rewire the brain. Someone else can tell you that you're beautiful and pretty all day long, but if you don't believe it, Pookie, you're not going to believe it. So after you make your list of about, you know what, 10 to 15 things or more or less, I don't know what you go through, but make your list of things regarding how you view yourself and what you feel about yourself and your beliefs about love and money and relationships. Like, how do you view the world in comparison to you? Then I want you to ask yourselves how you know it's true. Is it true? Is it an assumption? Did somebody tell you that? Is that something you heard a lot growing up? Is that something that somebody really important in your life used to say to you a lot? Is that something that someone you loved used to tell you? Is it true, or are you conditioned? Then I want you to make a list of affirmations for every category. So if you're a person who's hasn't had the best relationships and you feel like you're unlucky in love, I want you to write it down and say that love comes easy to me. And then I want you to say it to yourself in the mirror, like look yourself in the eye and say, love comes easy to me. I deserve love. I deserve to be loved. I deserve to be cherished. Love is always on my side. Is it gonna feel weird? Yeah. But you're gonna do it because I believe in you. Even with money. Like if you were raised in a certain way, you're just gonna come up with that money. If you feel like you're living paycheck to paycheck, money loves me. Money's always chasing me down. Every opportunity I get goes from better to even better. I always have more than enough. I always have more than enough. Like, oh my goodness, like money just always comes to me. I always get gifts in the way that I receive them, that I love. Money's so easy for me to come by. Oh my goodness, like at my job, they love me. They always give me a raise. Things always work out for me. They always work out for me. And when it comes to that last one, if you think that things don't work out for you in life, I want you to just tell yourself that. Whenever you have that thought pop in your head that things aren't working out for you, talk back to that thing. It always works out for me. Why does it work out for me? Because I'm that girl. I'm that girl. Of course I'm that girl. Of course it works out for me. I'm Stephanie. Of course it works out. Why wouldn't it work out? It's me. I'm her. I win. I always win. It works out. And does this sound a little delulu? It's not, because I don't know anybody who's as big as a hype man than me. Probably Jesus, but other than that, Jesus and my mama, I'm my biggest hype man. But if you knew me a couple years ago, you would not believe it. You could, baby, I was sad, depressed. I thought the world was out to get me. I thought Jesus didn't love me, but no, like my mind was jacked up. But once I did the self-work, once I talked back to those thoughts in my head, once I got to therapy, once I got through journaling, once I invested in my healing, things got a lot better for me. Go ahead and let me know down below what's the main thing that you're trying to change about yourself before the year's up. Now, becoming her has the fun stuff too, but I wanted to make sure that we started to lay the groundwork today. So again, if you have not hit that subscribe button already, go ahead and hit it. Join the family. Please like, comment, and subscribe, and I'll see you in my next one. Bye.